Good friggin' morning from New England, folks, and welcome back to episode 11 of the So New England podcast. I am your host, Ian Brownhill. I am joined by my co-host, RJ Travisano, our producer, sound engineer, and all things social, Vince Inquineri, behind the camera. And today we have got a very fun, awesome, special social media sensation. So without further ado, RJ, why don't you give us our awesome introduction?
All right. From the mean streets of Boston. Just kidding. It's summer, and we all know summer is a rooftop vibe, so that's where you'll find our next guest. Episode 11, Uno, brings us a say it with your chest type of gal. Catch her in the whip spouting whatever comes to her mind or chilling with the boys, a.k.a. Percy and Leo. With a following of 200K on the gram, and say it with me, 1 million, milli.
Hit
on
it,
TikTok.
1 milli. Yeah!
Our guest today has most definitely said some super relatable shit that makes you say, you're damn right! And unless you are Hugh Jackman, all of you mid-men out there, don't come at her with the Chick-fil-A sauce because you ain't Zaddy. And I feel like after that intro, we definitely became best friends. It's my pleasure to welcome Kayla Fisher.
Hello. Can you send that to me? I'm going to put that on my Hinge profile.
I got you.
I love
That's going to
that.
be my bio on
That
Tinder,
was
Hinge,
awesome.
Bumble.
Love that. So you're on the dating apps. Let's go in hot. You're on the dating apps?
I'm,
We got a single girly or what?
I partake. I am a single girly on the dating apps.
Okay, cool. And what's that like? I haven't been on there in quite some time. Is it?
It's like modern day self-harm, I guess, in a way.
Oh my gosh, Kayla. I am so excited to have you here. You're the first guest of your kind that's just rambunctious, full of awesome energy, that just has such a fun, and I can tell you from a personal experience, has an awesome heart, so easy to talk to. You're wicked fun. I love your content. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
But let's get to know you a little bit more. A lot of people probably for sure know you from your incredibly, as RJ said, relatable content inside of your car, where you're just saying anything in the pop culture, girl culture, dating world. I mean, it stems all over the place. And I know that you have a very awesome, successful music career that we can also dive into. But I want to get to know you a little bit more. So tell me a little bit about who you are, where you're from, a little bit about your background, and let's lead into how we ended up at 1 million on TikTok.
All right. So I grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts, and pretty much just, ran things over there on my own terms. And then went to college, went to Bridgewater State University, studied English, got an English degree. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, as most TikTokers kind of are in that boat.
Yep.
And then kind of realized towards the end of my college career, I maybe wanted to go into marketing. I was considering copywriting. And then I got my first big girl job out of college I was like an office manager for a supply chain software company, and was painstakingly boring. And COVID hit, and I somehow didn't lose my job as an office manager, even though there was no office to manage. So I had a lot of downtime and was shooting TikToks for fun, like with absolutely no intention of it going anywhere. And then obviously things kind of took their own turn, and now I'm here. And I guess that's how I hit 1 million, is just being pursuant in that.
That's awesome. So you're full-time content creator?
Yes, I've been full-time maybe like 2.5 years now.
All right,
Good for you.
Thank you.
That's huge.
That's so much fun. How did this all start? Where did the ideas come from? It's just, like I said, that's why I say you're one of a kind, because I've been known to rant and rave a little bit, but the way that you do it, there is just something unique about how you're able to get it done. And I'm just curious where that comes from.
I think a lot of it is like my existing relationships with my friends. Like, I'm sure you guys know, like when you're just with your friends and obviously there's no cameras and no mics, like you're always like, we could be on a reality TV show the way we talk.
Literally.
Or the way we, like, advice we give each other, like the laughs we get into. So I think it started there, and then I just started doing it in front of a camera. Like I just started looking at the camera like that was my bestie, and then I think that's kind of how I talk to my audience now, is like we're besties and I'm giving them advice, and half the time they're giving me advice, and it's like a great relationship to have.
That's so awesome. Also, the camera's picking this up. Fashion, awesome. Killing it. Look at this drip right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're slaying.
I
This is-
FaceTimed like 3 people today to make sure these jeans were okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
So-
those are awesome.
The validation is
No,
amazing.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your content, is there a certain type of video that you enjoy creating the most? Because obviously kind of talking about something relatable and poking fun at many different things in the way that you do. Is there anything specific that you are currently doing creative wise that you're like, I really love doing this, or anything that you wish you could start to try differently? I'm curious if there's any versatility there that you have been craving.
Well, I love steering women away from toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Like making that content and like having the girls eat it up in the comments. Like, yeah, maybe I should leave the man that hasn't bought me flowers in 17 years. Like,
Yeah.
The feedback on those is super fun, and it's super fun to shoot, and it's just the conversations go crazy. So that's always fun. Other than that, I guess really like intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Like if I just have some crazy intrusive thought, if I shoot it in my car thinking it's gonna go nowhere, and then like people resonate with it and the comments go crazy and people are like, I also have that crazy intrusive thought. I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. We're collectively crazy.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. There was some videos that I was watching and I was just laughing because I was like, I can relate to that. I'm not a girl, but I can relate to that. And I just kept going. I was like, yep, keep going. Yep, got it. It was so funny. I was laughing the whole time. They're phenomenal. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you been like this your whole life where like you've just been what would be the right word?
A lot.
No. No, just like charismatic, like out in the open about your thoughts and conversations. Like have you been like that with your friend group your whole life, your family?
Definitely with my family and friends. I think that from a public standpoint, maybe like in high school when we're all a little bit more shy and to ourselves, no, not so much. And then I think as I kind of grew and I met people that were also as opinionated and loud as me, and I entered friend groups that like very much catered to my personality, that's what kind of pushed me to be more comfortable doing it online.
Awesome. That's so cool. So you don't come from like a background of like acting or anything in the entertainment industry outside of the music stuff. So like, was that something you were passionate about when you were younger, was like entertaining?
Yeah, like definitely didn't come from any of that. Like my mom was like a teenage mom, single mom.
Oh, okay.
Ended up like going the lawyer route, was in school like my whole childhood getting there. And then my grandmother was
Whoa,
a
wait a
nurse.
minute, pause. Your mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
Single teen mom, and then she went to law school to become a lawyer?
No, she's such a badass. She's really
What the
upstaging
fuck?
me.
Can we hit a little brand for that? I mean, come on. For Karen, what a badass.
Such a badass. Every day I'm like,
Making sense now. It's starting to add up very quickly here.
I'm like, I hit 1 million, but like, you win.
Yeah.
Like, you're a single mom that turned into a lawyer and you're totally kicking ass now. But yeah, so definitely didn't come from that. But my mom used to say like when I was like 6 or 7, if I was to get in trouble, I would go sit on top of the stairs and like sing Woe Is Me songs. Like I would just sing like songs I'd write off the spot about how upset I was that I was getting punished for something I probably shouldn't have been doing. So I guess I've just been into music leisurely my whole life. And then obviously when the social media career took off, it opens up the door for you to meet people in industries that you would have never thought would be realistic, like
Right.
music.
Right.
And I ended up meeting a really phenomenal producer. His name's Joey Benjamins, and we ended up working on a project together. And I'm really excited to start releasing things from it because I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, good for you. That's great.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit more about the music career. Like, have you been writing songs for a long time? Did you always want to be a singer? Who inspires you when it comes to that stuff? Like, I want to hear all about it.
I have been writing songs forever. I think in recollection, my first song I ever wrote, I was like 14. It was
shit,
an
okay.
actual
Oh,
song
wow.
where like I played guitar and I wrote the song, and it was very Taylor Swift-esque in my little emotional 14-year-old heart. But yeah, I've always been more of a songwriter than a singer. Like I love singing, but like my confidence is more in songwriting.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So yeah, when I met Joey, it was like we sat down and I was like, I'm confident in this, but you know, if you think I have the vocals to be able to back the lyrics, I'd love to be able to sing my own songs. And we worked together on that. And inspiration wise, I mean, like I grew up really, really loving Ed Sheeran. I thought he was like a lyrical genius.
Preach.
So-
that's my
love
my
Ed
God
Sheeran.
right there.
He's just
love
so
Ed
Ed
brilliant.
Sheeran is my God. I love that
So
man
I
into
so
never
much.
him.
skip him.
What is that?
He always gets to play. I never skip him on my
Always.
always.
My wife and I went to the show that he had at. It was in Boston, at the famous theater there. Why am I'm drawing a blank on it, but it was like an intimate. So he released his 2 recent albums. It was the album before Autumn, and he played like a smaller intimate show at. I can't think of the name of it, but
Wang
Was it
Theater?
MGM?
the Wang Theater. Thank you very much. It was beautiful. And I spent like, I'm embarrassed. I will never admit how much money I spent on this, but it was so I could be, I had done something at the Wang before. So I knew that like the best seat in the house to see everything would be like front row on the first balcony. I cried for like 4 songs.
Absolutely.
I love that man so much.
He's
Speaks to my
awesome.
soul. So I love that he inspires you.
He's just so brilliant, and he does it all on his, like the way he uses a loop pedal and he builds up his own music by himself. Like he doesn't have a band, like he doesn't have
He's
anything.
so talented.
Incredibly talented.
I love watching his skits, like when you see those random small interview stuff. I always watch his there too, because he's so interesting. He's always got so, like, you can tell how much passion. And like, I remember a few years ago when he was on getting interviewed, and he was showing what he sounded like before all the practice and everything he had gone through and everything like that. And I was like, wow. Because he was
musical
awful,
genius.
But for him to keep going and keep doing it and to become what he is today says a lot about him as a person.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's so
awesome.
humble. Like he performs
He
every
really
concert in like a
is.
t-shirt and jeans. Like
I
you'll never
love
catch
that.
him in a Gucci shoot
Right.
or like outfit. No, he's amazing.
Yeah. The documentaries have been great.
I know. But yeah, him and like even Taylor Swift from like I wouldn't particularly say I'm a Swiftie.
Yeah.
I like Taylor Swift, but lyrically like nobody can deny her talent.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah,
no.
no.
So between her and Ed, like that's where I pull my inspiration from.
Yeah.
That's
And I went to the Eras tour last year.
Did you
And I like
kill it?
her performance was incredible.
She does a great
There's no
job, too.
denying
Yeah,
it.
absolutely not.
Did you dress up in the sequins? Did
Yeah.
you change?
Yeah, I did like a whole video about how I pretended to like not be a Taylor Swift fan, and then I became like a Swiftie by the end of the night. So
It was
yeah,
a kid video. It was cute.
it was cute.
It's cute. Is your wife
cute.
Swiftie?
She is, yeah.
So
I
she
mean,
ate
she's
it
not like she's a Taylor Swift fan for like a big Taylor Swift. I don't know if I would call her a Swiftie, but also I think because we were like at the concert and she knew that I was kind of working, she also kind of held
Had
it
to
in
tone
for
it
me
down
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Yeah. So I think if she had gone with her girlfriend, she probably would have showed up with like the whole kit and caboodle outfit and all that jazz. So.
Fair.
Yeah. Gotta go in there.
What genre of music like do you like? Is your music considered?
I guess poppy.
Okay.
Like especially with this project that we're working on now, I kind of write in my own personal life more Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, almost like bluesy, chill vibes.
Okay.
But for this first project, me and my producer were definitely talking like, let's upplay it and do something more radio and something more fun, something that like the girlies will dance to and take tequila shots to. So
Yes.
the vibe of like the upcoming song and like the EP is very much like fun, poppy, just party music.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
How excited are you?
I'm so excited.
How I mean, it's
I'm
got to be
excited
like
for
a
you.
full. I mean, you just had 1 million followers. Now you're about to release a single. I mean, life must be like a lot right now for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But then, you know, at the end of the night, you're laying there and you're like, just, you know, life's normal, life's chill.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's such like a unique thing about the social media acknowledgement and fame and like whatever you want to really call it, because it's not the same as like a large, you know, A-list actor or actress, because they have such like a unique lifestyle. Whereas like for you hitting 1 million followers, writing songs, you probably go out, people recognize you, the girls, and then like you go home and you're still just like, okay, well, I still need to find a brand deal so I can pay for this single.
Yeah, I've got
and I need to
bills.
come up with 5 more ideas so that I can post those in the video. You know what I mean? It's not the same as like, you know, hey, you get one movie, you get a couple million, and then you can take 8 months off. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
100%. It
it's
is
a very
definitely
different
weird.
thing.
It's weird because, like, especially when people recognize you, and I'm sure you've experienced it too, it's like, in that moment, you're like, oh, like, I'm just me. And
Yeah.
like, they're expecting you to be this, like, this big character that you are on socials because that's what they see. And then, like, in person, you're like, oh, hi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm Kayla.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not yelling at them in my car. Dump their
See, that's my personal favorite. Now, I don't get it, but when I go out with him, he does. And I encourage it, especially at the beginning. I was all for it. And we joke about it, and we've talked about it on the pod. Everyone is blown away that the accent's fake. It's like, guys, come on.
I feel like it should be pretty obvious the way I do it, but you know.
And
You would
one of
think.
the things that like blew my mind, we talk a little bit about people in the comments and shit talking all this stuff. And the worst people are like from our hometown that like know it and and they're like, it's obviously fake. No, duh.
Yeah. And it's like, and do you have your own podcast and
Yeah.
1 million plus followers? No. So maybe you should put an accent
This is
on.
the guest I've been waiting for. Let's talk about it.
He loves it.
I always get cut off because I feel like we're the same. We're like, for him,
Oh, okay.
I want to just dive
Hot
in
take.
the comments and be like, stop talking shit about my boy.
Oh yeah.
My
We
friends
can
do
throw
that all the time on
hands.
my content.
Like, leave my, like, stay out of it. And I have to ask him a lot. Can I?
No,
I always get
we don't
denied.
engage. We don't do the clap back.
We
just
don't engage, but like
Yeah.
if my friends want to pop off on a hater, I'm like, you might get banned, but I won't get banned.
Yeah.
So pop off. Just say what you want to say.
Take that advice. Take that advice.
Yeah,
I'll
but
make burner
you're a
accounts. I
co-host
got
on the
'em.
podcast, and now you just admit to everyone who it is. So your burner accounts are all going to get
Make
caught.
sure your
You don't
account name
know
is
that.
like, Bunny Lover 237 Heart.
There's a
They'll never know
lot
it's
going on up here that I can just make an account.
Anyways, okay, so when it comes to creating your content, what is the thought process that goes into it? Do you kind of have like a structure of how you plan to set up a video, or is it truly just as it sounds, like you're just riffing and you're going?
It so depends. Like some weeks I'm like really inspired, or there's things going on in my personal life where a lot of the content, or my friends' personal lives, like their dating lives, and I'll pull inspiration from those and it'll be just right off the rip. But then there's other weeks where, you know, I'm a little fried out in the brain. I can't think of anything. And I'll literally sit there with like a notebook and look at my old videos. I'll look at creators similar to me and I'll try to pull inspiration from other people's life experiences. And of course, always in an original way. Like if I get inspiration from another TikToker, like I always try to make sure it's in no way, shape, or form word for word, and try to switch it up into something that I can relate to. But yeah, so it really depends.
Okay.
See, that's really cool because I feel like especially in the TikTok realm, you know, originality is tough. And there's a lot of people on here that do very original things. Their content's very original. But a lot of this stuff is very much so derived from other people, whether it's 6 or 7 people that I was like, oh, this is a really cool idea, or one person. So that's really cool. And I feel like a lot of people do that. So I find it hard because I'm not, you know, but still, you guys do a great job at it, and I love it. So
I think pulling inspiration is one thing, and it's admirable, especially when people will like pull inspiration from you, or they'll tag you and be like, you know, this is the original creator. I think it's another thing when people, and I found in my own experience, and I'm sure you have too, will like take your content that did really well and word for word it and not tag you and make sure it's so far removed from you that by the time you find it, it's your own followers tagging you in it, being like, didn't you make this a week ago?
Right.
And that's so irritating. But you know, that's internet. That's
but
the
that
job.
says a lot about the people who follow you too. Like if you're getting tagged in a video that someone else made and it's like clearly like, hey, you clearly got this from this person, that says a lot. But you know, to each his own, it happens.
I know my audience is there for me. They're out there.
Absolutely.
They got
That's
eyes.
what I was gonna say. I was like, you got birds out there.
They're looking out for me on all crevices of the internet.
Yeah, eyes out there. I know I'm messing with you.
Balancing the creative aspect of your TikToks and then also aspiring with your music career. Do you find it difficult to kind of juggle the two thought processes? Because I would imagine that those are two totally different focuses and creative outlets and designs. Or are you able to kind of like cross both of them?
They kind of do cross because they're just like delivered differently. So my music and my content are both kind of in relation to what's going on in life. And a lot of the times it's like relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, whatever it is. So with social media content, it's how do I take this emotion that I feel, that I know other people feel, and deliver it in a funny way? Like, how do I make it, get a hee-hee-ha-ha out of it?
Yeah.
Versus when it comes to music, it's the same exact experience, only how can I express this experience in a way that's going to emotionally relate to people? Like, they're not going to laugh, but they're going to be like, oh, like, I relate. I don't feel so alone in the experience that I might have had, whether it's a toxic relationship with, you know, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member, whatever it is. So they do, even though they do differentiate, they do kind of level up enough to where it's not hard.
Gotcha.
Like,
okay.
do different things.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I feel like there's definitely not, I could never do that. I would have to separate them because my brain would not work that way.
You could write a song. I could see it.
You know, when it comes to
you
music,
shouldn't.
I listen to like this, like Ed, but like I prefer something that's like somber. I like sad. Don't get me wrong. I made like those wedding dance videos. I love to dance and I love good fucking music and I like to get boogie. But at the same time, when it comes to just like being alone, it's always like sad stuff.
You give sad boy energy.
And I don't have like a sad life, but for some reason, I just love sad songs and like they just feel so like raw and real. And you know, I really dramatize something that happened to me when it's really not that dramatic. And this person is like writing a song about like pill popping. I'm like, yeah, my bike got stolen once. Fuck, this is so relatable.
Like
you know?
You're the guy in the passenger seat of the car when it's raining, just looking out of the window, like, oh my God.
Really got to sell it. If I know someone's watching, forget it. I'll put the hand on the window. I might let a tear roll.
One tear. You're like putting eye drops in. You're like,
So what would be like the ultimate goal for you then? Because you have your social media fame and your music success that's only going to get more successful and famous.
thank you, fingers crossed.
What would be like the ultimate goal? Do you want to like be on tour? Do you want to continue growing the like how do you want this all to go?
I think that's something I've actually been considering a lot more recently after hitting the million, because I think my head was like, once I hit the million, I'll figure it out.
Right.
But now that I'm here, I'm like, faced with my own problems. I think in a dream world, I'd figure out a way to kind of have like a multifaceted career where like I've got a foot in the door of entertainment and I'm doing things in that realm, but I'm also maybe writing music, whether it's for me or other creators, because again, my passion is really in songwriting. So as much as I love singing my own songs, like maybe in the future in a world where like I write for other people, and just a universe where my career is just being creative in different facets with different people and making it like a multiple streams of income kind of life.
That's awesome.
Do you have like a dream artist that you could write a song for?
Ed Sheeran. Oh, write a song for Ed Sheeran would literally stomp on my head. He'd never let me write a song for him.
Oh no.
Write a song for like Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay, and
she's
she's
killing
the please, right?
Get canceled right now for not knowing.
No,
who
I
Sabrina
don't. No,
Carpenter
I
is.
know. Like I know who it is. I'm just trying to remember what the song was.
Yeah, please, Espresso.
Oh, the Espresso.
She dates Barry Keoghan,
Okay.
I believe, right now.
Oh,
I love him.
is that?
See,
wait,
he's-
is that the bear guy?
No.
The one that's like kind of ugly, but he's like hot because of who he is.
No.
I guess some people think. Well, I wouldn't say
Saltburn.
Bear. He's little. He's
No,
condensed.
no, not like Isn't
You're thinking of
he's
the
on a
not the cooking show.
No, you think.
No.
no? Who am I?
Are they
Oh,
gonna
this
say
is the guy
Shameless?
that was on the one where he had
He did this song
did
naked.
the nut.
The
Yeah,
naughty
did,
song at the end.
did no.
And he dances throughout the
Murder
song
on the
with his
dance
naked.
floor.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever that movie was called.
It's a show.
Saltburn.
Saltburn.
Saltburn, thank you.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a movie.
Wait. Let me get this
Do
thought
not
out.
pull it up.
Stop. He made love to like a grave in that, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
All right, I know who you're talking about.
And he does it naked.
He's an Irish lad.
Yeah.
And
We
that
love
does
an
it for some
Irish
girls.
lad.
Apparently, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Okay, no,
loves-
he's a good-looking guy. Who am I thinking of then?
Jeremy
You're-
Allen White.
Yeah.
Okay,
Willy Wonka.
Also a good-looking guy.
yeah.
Willy Wonka.
That'd
Is
be
that
a
what he's
great
in,
role
is
for
Willy
him.
I know,
Wonka?
he looks like
No,
He
Timothy
does.
Chalamet does Willy Wonka, but he looks just like Gene Wilder, who played the original Willy Wonka.
Gotcha. That's right. Good point. Wow. Okay, this is all coming full circle here.
See, when it comes to music, he's really good. I'm terrible because I can like listen to a song and
Andy
I'll like
Grammer.
the song.
That's all he ever wants to listen to.
Gotta keep your head
Don't-
up, whoa, whoa, you know?
Thank you. Shush. Mute his mic. So he's good at like he'll listen to one or two songs or like the same song. I'm sorry, twice, and he'll know the lyrics. He'll know who it is. I'm like the opposite. I don't know who anybody is. I don't know the name of the thing. I feel terrible. But if you play the song, I'm like, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. So I'm always lost in the music, but I like it. It's cool.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce, baby. Lost in the music. I don't know.
Lyrics are hard to remember. It's probably
Yes.
because you do acting. So
Right.
you're so,
But
you
see,
know,
It's
the
easier
funny
for me
thing
to remember
is,
that stuff.
yes, but you've always been like that since we were kids. And I've
Well,
known you
I'm
long
not going
enough
to say what
that.
it is because whenever I say what it is, he says it's not an excuse. But
ADHDDDYOCD.
It's just a talent, I guess.
PPY. Some one of those. I don't know.
what? No.
The letters of the alphabet. Is that what you're
maybe
saying?
he should write a song.
I'm thinking about
That
it.
little jig went crazy.
You like
Yeah.
that? I do the intro. Sometimes I get froggy when I'm writing. I'm like, hey, you should write more shit.
All right. So you grew up in Brockton, but you're a kind of a Boston gal now, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's
like,
like
my weekends and work.
Okay.
But yeah, grew up in Brockton, and I'm currently living like in Malden, which is like 20 minutes north of Boston.
okay, cool. What do you think about like the city being like a Boston,
Boston?
girl? Yeah.
Boston is a love-hate city. Like when a 20-minute drive turns into a 3-hour drive, I hate it and I
Yeah.
want to leave immediately. And then
Right.
other times, like the Boston attitude of like being a sarcastic douche, but like that's the best kind of people.
Yeah.
Because like they would take the shirt off the back for you, their
Right.
back for you, but like they're also like so mean, but in a fun way. Like I love that. Like I eat it up and like sports energy and like all that fun stuff about Boston. But it's fun. I wish the nightlife stayed open longer. I wish there was happy hour. But
Right.
Yeah.
that's just the party girl. in
Wait,
me.
there's no happy hour in
Rooftop
Boston?
There used to be.
What?
And, like,
We just had it reinstated here in Rhode Island because we didn't have happy
Probably
hour.
gonna
either.
lose it soon.
Yeah, for the
Did
longest
you?
time.
Bunch of
Yeah,
degenerates.
they just
coming
they
down
just
here
got.
more
I did not know they didn't have happy hour.
They hate us.
So do you go out then? Where is like a good spot to go out? Where are the girly pops at?
Good is
Am I
such
saying
a
that correct?
generous word. Like when I
Where-
say there's a
where the
great place,
baddies?
no. I mean like
Where the baddies at?
Miami. Like I like going around TD like if a game is playing. So like
Right.
if when the Celtics were playing and they were popping off, like TD was so fun to be in. Or
Yeah.
like if there's a Red Sox game, Fenway's a really fun area to be in. And then Southie is hit or miss. It's like a younger crowd. A lot of Boston is a much younger crowd, and I'm 27, so I'm reaching that point where I'm like kind of aging out of Boston nightlife, but trying so hard to fit in still.
Same.
Legit,
Same
last
for us,
week,
too. Same.
Tom-
Around that same age. Phasing it out. Same.
Tommy and
Same.
Brigitte we did a movie premiere, or they did a movie premiere. They just invited me. And afterwards they're like, yo, we're going to Moxie's, like come through. And I was like, yo, I'm 32, dog. I don't know. They're like, yo, just come. Bro, we were there, and obviously because of who they are, everyone knows them. They got like the best table, they got like the VIP in the corner, and they rolled up and like all their camera guys and other people and it's like all like 23-year-olds. And I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, I don't want to be like dismissive, guys. I know you guys are getting crunk and shit, but like, I'm hungry, dog. It's like 10 o'clock. Can I get my sandwich? So like, I like sneaked away to like order a sandwich, and everyone's like drinking and taking shots. I'm like in the corner with like my French fries and chicken sandwich. I'm like, yeah, I could never last here in Boston.
Yeah, no, you go out and people are like, so what are you majoring in? And you're like, what? What do you mean, what am I majoring in? Like, it's
You don't
so
look
risky.
27.
Thank you. It's the Botox.
You don't. You got Botox?
A little bit. Just
Really?
like a sprinkling, if you will.
Okay.
I was gonna say because most of the stuff on your YouTube channel is like get ready with me kind of makeup tutorials.
You saw my YouTube channel?
He loves it.
When I
Girl,
My man does a
told
deep
you
dive.
5
I went
minutes.
in.
The deep dive. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. I loved it. I had to find stuff. Well, you were talking about something with your TikTok, and it made me think. You're one of the few people that your TikTok and your Instagram are really separable.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go on your Instagram, it's pictures, it's your life, it's fun, what you're doing. It's genuine pictures. You have a couple reels in there. Then when you go on your TikTok, it's the complete opposite. Obviously, because TikTok's just videos, but they're totally different. I mean, I know it's all you and it's still your stuff, but you know what I'm saying? I
think
can't
it's
think of
because-
a better word for it. I'm not.
I also
help
don't
me
think
out
that
here.
he knows that there are 2 different pages for
I was going to
reels.
say, 'cause if you just go to my reels.
Yeah.
Is it the same?
This
Every
is so
time
he's
you
got
reel.
a here's the difference. He has a 9 to 5 job, so he doesn't scroll like doom scroll all day.
yeah,
So on
no.
Instagram, like
Did I goof?
yeah,
I missed
there's
a
like
whole
a
bunch of shit.
no, there's
No,
like
you
a whole
didn't.
Stop the pod. Redo. No,
yeah, no,
'cause
there's like a
well,
regular page and then like you can go to your reels.
Oh,
I-
so you keep that separate?
But that is a choice. So it's not your fault. Like technically, if I were to post a reel or if anybody posts a reel, it does go on their main feed. And then you get to choose if you want to move it over to your reels page or keep it on your main feed. So I prefer to keep my main feed photos and keep my reels page my reels page.
Insert the Minions light bulb. Got it. I didn't know that.
I know
News
you
to
didn't.
me.
That's why I was like, as you were explaining, I was like, I don't think he knows.
Got it. Well, either way, I thought because when you go and you click on your Instagram and you go, it's all your pictures and everything's very different. And then when you go to your TikTok, it's a completely different, almost a different side of you. And it's very interesting because a lot of the times when you go to someone's TikTok, it's almost verbatim. Like
Copy
I
and
just
paste.
saw that. I just saw that. Come on, like where's some? So
Well, you want us to do different videos?
hell yeah.
One for
Content
TikTok, one for
create,
Instagram.
baby.
How much
Jesus,
time do
there's
you
only
think we-
so
it's
much
very
capacity.
exhausting making a 15-second video. My
you
job
have-
is very hard. Try being an influencer for a day.
Literally.
I can't. That's why the night. Well, it's more like a 6 to 2. So that's what I'm always tired.
Anyways,
But we're
so
not
you
gonna
got
go
Botox, but
Back to your Botox.
so back to your Botox. How?
sink.
So because I think it's cool to just be like open, and these aren't conversations I've ever had. So tell me about like the experience. Like, how did you do it? Why did you do it? Like, where did you get it done? Like, is on your face?
Yeah.
Forehead?
In my knees. I got real wrinkly knees. Sometimes I get Botox in my knees.
Wait, you're fucking with me.
I am. No, I am.
You are
definitely
fucking.
fucking.
I was gonna say I've heard of
gonna
Botox
say.
in the armpits to
I was
help
gonna
with
see how far I
sweating,
could
but I've
take it. You know, my ankles, they get real bad down there. Yes, in my forehead. In my forehead, like crow's feet, like just a little bit. Because I think on TikTok, for me, all my content is my face, and I'm very expressive, and I'm getting older by the day. So
Oh, gosh.
when the opportunity arises to get a little bit of Botox, I'm pro. No, I try to make sure I don't look like I'm frozen. Like I want to still be able to move my face and express because that's my job.
Right.
And obviously physical comedy it matches your vocal comedy, but yeah, a little tasteful amount.
Okay. So let's dive into it then, because you have openly expressed to everyone that you got a nose job.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Crazy.
What?
I left the country because it's way cheaper. Yeah, I've gotten a nose job. I've had Botox. I've had lip filler. I tell my audience all the time, I'm like very much against like setting an unrealistic beauty standard. And I think growing up, when social media was really starting to bloom and influencers were starting to bloom, people didn't understand like what they were getting done behind the scenes. So they were looking at women like, oh, like these unattainable beauty standards. I wish I had her lips, or I wish my skin was as tight as hers at her age, or whatever it is. I wish I had that nose, not realizing maybe that creator had gotten a ton done. And if only that, audience member realized that, they wouldn't feel so down on themselves. So I've always been really big on, if I get something done, I'm telling you. So I did get a nose job. I had a friend that grew up in England, and in England, it's very, very much the move to go get surgery in Turkey. It's like
Right.
almost second nature in a way.
They call it the turkey teeth.
Yes, the turkey teeth.
All the English and the Irish. The Irish go and get their teeth fixed.
Their veneers
got
go
bad teeth.
crazy over there.
Yeah.
So the big ones are like breast augmentation, nose jobs, and veneers. So she had a friend go over there and get a rhinoplasty, and I was looking into getting one, and it's so expensive in America, and it's like a fifth of the price over in Turkey. And on top of that, they'll include like your food for the week and your hotel and like stay in the hospital. Like it's insane how affordable, compared to here it is. So
Comparable.
I did like a ton of research into it and made sure I knew people that went, and then I found other people that went, and I messaged them and asked what their experiences were like, and found out how reputable the surgeons are over there in the hospitals and all the whole 9 yards. And then I ended up going over there. I brought my grandmother, who's a nurse, so I had like a a blanket, it's like a comfort blanket.
Yeah,
like, God
that's
forbid
sweet.
anything went
Safety valve.
wrong, especially given like the language barrier. They give you a translator,
Right.
but even still, maybe they're not there. And yeah, I was there for like 2 weeks, and it was a really great experience.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Did you do any traveling in Turkey while you were there, or was it just strictly for the surgery and then out?
No, but I didn't, because I literally had like 2 massive black eyes. It looked like I got hit by a truck. Like, I swell really bad naturally. Like, I bruise really easily naturally. So my whole face was broken. So I came out of that surgery looking crazy. And my poor grandmother was like, can we just go see one thing? Can we go do one thing? I said, you can go. I said, there's no way I'm going out in public looking like this. So I did not do much. I think I went to like a couple little restaurants here and there. But
Yeah.
I stayed in the hotel.
That's
All
so
right, cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a so I found this page on TikTok, and this woman who's been promoting this. You can fly to Turkey, and for a week, 3 out of the 5 days, or like 4, you go and you get a full body scan testing, everything from your heart to all of your organs. You get CAT scans, MRIs, brain, feet, teeth, like you name it. You get a full blood panel testing done. You get a colonoscopy. They do like this entire thing. And it's similar to what I've seen with like the nose job, where they pick you up, you have a translator, they go to the hospital, and you pretty much do like a full, it's like the dream, honestly. If you think about it, all like when you get older, I don't know if you're like this, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. So I've always been like, how nice would it be if you could actually go into a hospital for once in America, and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg, to just like, hey, you know what? Just scan the shit out of me and let me know if there's anything that we got to keep an eye on now. So it's not when I'm like 50, like, oh, I should have done this when I was 30. Anyways, it was really cool. And I was like, oh, it must have been like, similar with the Turkey thing. So
yeah,
that's
they're
cool.
awesome over there. I mean, definitely like everything else in the world, you have to do your research, because of course there's going to be less reputable people over there that are maybe just trying to sell you a package.
Right,
but
right,
there
right.
are super reputable, super talented surgeons. So as long as like you are doing your due diligence tenfold, I couldn't recommend it more enough to go over there.
That's so awesome. Good
I
for you.
love
That's so
the-
cool.
I love the ones you see the guys on the plane, and they all have
Oh, with the hair
plans.
transplant.
Oh, the hair
Those are
transplant.
crazy too.
There's
Well, the
like
craziest
50
part is
different dudes.
everybody gets lunch. So whatever hospital, like I got put up in a hospital by the company I went with, and the breakfast buffet, you go down in the morning, and it's just everybody with like casts on their face, their heads are wrapped, their like chests are wrapped, the BBLs, like it's just 100 people that just freshly got surgery eating
It's so
eggs.
funny.
That's
And you're
I've
looking
seen-
around like, oh,
I've seen
we
like
are a
a,
mess.
what they call like a BBL plane, because all like none of the girls can like sit down, so they have to like. I can't believe they allow that on a plane where you can just like kneel the whole time.
It's nuts. It's like a Black Mirror episode. You're looking around like, how did we all end up here?
Great show, great plug. Great show.
Are you a Boston sports fan? I mean, obviously you're rocking the Celtics shirt. I know we've been to a few sporting events together, but are you like a true Boston sports fan or what?
Not in the slightest.
Not in the side.
I am like the least sports fan in the world in Boston. It's
Okay.
bad. I'm there for like the fun.
Yes.
I'm there for the cute outfit and the drinks after we win the game.
And the players?
And the players in their tight pants, specifically depending on the sport. Hence why I love football and I love baseball.
So then all right, so let's see if we can figure out a way to ask this question by rewording it. Who are your favorite boys when it comes to sports? Do you prefer, if you could put it in order, give me your Boston sports order ranked by the men.
In tier of hottest men,
Yes.
football, and then hockey, and then baseball. I know hockey, they wear baggy clothes, but they're just so aggressive. It's fun to watch. Football, hockey, baseball, and then maybe soccer. And then I don't even think I know another sport. So that's all I got.
All right, that works. That's fine. All right, let's do this then. Build us your perfect basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
You know what? I was never a big
I was gonna
basketball
say, she
girly
missed one.
until this year when we were winning. And then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Jason Tatum, I would.
I was going to say, so are we going JT or JB?
Oh. Oh. Both.
I'm in.
No, I'm kidding. Paris
it
looks
all.
great this time of year. Just kidding.
Go to the Olympics.
Yeah, seriously. No, they're both so gorgeous. I don't even think I could pick. Maybe JB. Actually, is he single? I was gonna say I know Jason Tatum has like 2 kids.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
JB
but
for that
Deuce
reason.
is a stud.
He is.
He's so
So
cute.
and I
He's
think
such a
LMI
cute
is
kid.
like about to pop with his second kid.
Probably.
Right.
So maybe JB. I'm not really a great babysitter.
Okay, so then tell us about your favorite New England states. If you had to rank your New England states, what would they be?
I'm gonna embarrass. I don't really know Massachusetts.
Okay.
This is like a history class that I was in dumb person history in high school.
That's okay. So you have Massachusetts, Rhode Island,
Uh-huh.
Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine.
Okay, well, Well, Massachusetts on top because come on. I'll put Rhode Island second because of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm going to put Connecticut at the bottom also because of you guys. I've heard we're Connecticut haters here.
Yes, we are.
So just to be part of the team, I'm going to put Connecticut at the bottom. Sorry, guys. Please
so
also
much shit at
keep
work.
following me on socials. People from Connecticut. Maine's fun. I do like Maine.
Okay.
Maybe put Maine. So Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine. Maybe then New Hampshire. I've never been to Vermont. So maybe put that down at the bottom.
Pretty similar to like Maine and New Hampshire, just a lot quieter, a lot greener, a lot less people.
I figured. And then what am I missing here?
No,
And then
that's it.
Connecticut, you already put Connecticut
That's
at the bottom.
at the very
That's
bottom.
it.
Sorry, guys.
All right, cool. So we got Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut.
Something along those lines.
Okay, not
It
bad.
works.
I don't know how reputable that opinion is. I don't
It is
travel
hard though,
much
because
throughout
like
New
I was
England.
gonna say, sometimes I talk to people about it because living in Connecticut from Rhode Island, we meet a lot of Massachusetts people. Everything north, I didn't really spend much time there. I know a lot of people from those places, but to say I've gone there and spent time there, I can't really say much. So it's more like what I would have been told, and I kind of judge people. Like if you're from Maine and you're an asshole, I don't like Maine.
Fair. I think I think a lot of people in Massachusetts, like their idea of Maine and New Hampshire is like a family camping trip.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people here, like they'll do a week annually in Maine or New
you know
Hampshire.
what's hard for me too is when we ask this question, if we ever post a video or anything like that, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, if you like the mountains." I've been to Colorado. Those aren't mountains up there.
Fair.
You need to go to Colorado.
It's more
Those
like-
are mountains.
Yeah, it's more like if you like plaid and trees and
Ben and
beer
Jerry's.
and water
Trees.
and bears. Yeah, I guess.
If you go far enough, you see a moose.
So then, where have you traveled to? Is there anywhere that you would like love to go and travel to?
Like I travel a lot outside of the country.
Okay.
Like I try to if I'm gonna travel, Europe I love. Like I go to London.
That
like
might be a good segue. Ask the question the
Ooh.
right way. Do it.
oh no pressure.
Do it.
What?
Because she might give us a
You
different
keep telling
answer.
me about it. It's
Do
not
it. Do it.
making
Do
sense.
it. No. All right.
What-
Continue
what-
what you were saying. Out of the country. I'll ask the question after. Promise.
Question. Yeah, like I go to like England every 2 years or so. I
that's
studied abroad
fun.
there in college, so I go back all the time.
Nice.
Like Greece, Italy, France. I've been to
Is
Israel.
Greece as beautiful as they say?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And everything is like so like you look like it feels like you're looking at a computer screen, like one of those displays, but it's in real life. And the food is so fresh, and the water is so warm. It's
That's
like
serious. That's so cool.
gorgeous. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I try to
Yeah.
travel a lot.
Good for
out.
you.
Thank you.
So we always ask the question: if you could bring another state to be part of New England, what would you be, or what would you bring? Excuse me. So we'll give you the go. If you want to bring anything outside of the United States, you can throw it in there. and
You
be-
letting her bring in a whole country?
Yeah.
She
That's
can
what
bring
I'm
in a
saying.
whole
Entire
goddamn
UK.
country.
Just let her. Yeah.
I actually just want to bring the entire UK over. I mean, if it was
go
a state,
over
I'd probably say California because they just look like they're. I've never been, but
Yeah.
it looks like they're having a whole lot of fun out there.
You never been to California?
Which part?
Really? I'm surprised by that.
Which part? The fun part? I've never
Okay.
been. Los Angeles, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want all those people over
They
here.
seem fun.
L.A.
Oh,
or
I was being
California? you're saying?
sarcastic.
Oh,
No.
I've only
Have you
been. Yeah, I've been to L.A. once, and that was like 18 or 19, so it was kind of like a bigger than life experience. It wasn't really like where I'm like an adult and grounded, and I'm kind of like, wow, this traffic is horrible. These prices are ridiculous. It was like,
Yeah.
it was like 18, and I was on a vacation, and other people were paying for it, and I was like, this is the life.
Yeah, I feel like we experience it here though, or at least in Boston.
Yeah,
cocktails
absolutely.
are like $20.
Literally.
Cocktails like a month's rent.
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it for the margarita?
Yeah. We did that in Miami. We went to 2017. We went to see you when you lived down there, and it was like life changing.
2014, yeah. 10 years ago, my man.
It was
Wow.
definitely not 2014.
It was. I moved back in 2016.
I graduated from college. There was no way.
It is.
I think you guys are drunk. Well, either way,
Call it 2015. We'll meet in the middle.
definitely
Anyways.
didn't happen.
Anyways.
Sorry. I
think it's
thought
so fun.
you were anyways, and you were gonna keep going. My apologies.
What's it like hosting with a best friend? That's my question.
That's
Are you
exactly
asking
what
me
you're
or
looking
asking
at.
him?
Is it
It's exactly
Who
what
are
you're
you
looking
asking?
both of you.
I have a
asking.
different answer.
It's fun.
No, we enjoy it. It's interesting because he's in the realm a lot. This is his full-time gig. So for me, it's cool to kind of step into it every now and again because when I leave here, I always am super motivated to do stuff. It like holds me accountable to like not just stay in that 9 to 5 mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So when I try and do other stuff or find other things to do, it it's good to come and do this. And plus, I meet a lot of people. Like, everyone's always been super cool. No one seems like they're too big for the britches. Everyone's been super humble. I haven't met anybody where I'm like, yeah, don't ever bring me to meet them again. You know what I'm saying?
Not that you would technically say it on the podcast. But
No, I would. I would.
Okay.
Oh, 100%. I would.
And that's why he can't be. And that's why he can't be. He doesn't know how to play nice.
No, I can't.
That's why I keep him off my comment section.
No, let him go on there as like Bunny Lover 267 and roast these people. Sometimes they need to be roasted.
So there was, before we started the podcast, I made one comment on a super random post, and that is my most liked thing of all time. And I still get likes to this day, and it was 6 months ago.
That's your 15 minutes was a
comment. She even edited it. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm sitting across an A-lister right now.
2,900 followers. Let's get it. Let's step your game up.
All right. So when you are not creating music and you're not creating content, like what is a typical day, or like what are you doing? What else are you passionate about?
Sleeping until noon.
Love that for you.
I can't even say I'm kidding. And what else? Traveling is really, I'm passionate about traveling. Just spending time with family and friends. That's really a big one for me. Like, any time that I can, I try to figure out a way to take a trip, because my big thing is, like, every time I do take a trip, it like somehow changes me. Like, you know what I mean? Even if it's a bad trip. Like, when you see a place that's new, you're like, oh, I at least have this brand new perspective as a person that I would have never had prior to this. So that's a big one. You know, card games, board games, reading books.
Oh, that's crazy. Cool. What kind of books do you read?
Like,
are you into the spicy?
Like fairy smut, like ACOTAR.
Okay.
I'm literally an English major, and I'm like, you know, fairy smut. My professors are rolling over in their non-existent graves right now. They're so upset with me. From Frost to ACOTAR, unbelievable.
And you, so I mean, the traveling stuff I know for real you do, because you spent how long in Hawaii last year?
A month, and I'm actually going back. I leave next Saturday.
Oh, that's right. And you're going to Hawaii again. And do you go to Oahu?
Yeah.
So you go. That's not the big island. That's the main island. What do they call that? I always mess that up.
I think the big island is called Hawaii, I believe. Okay. And then, even though it is technically all Hawaii, and then Oahu is like it translates to the gathering place. So it's like it's almost like the most populated. I don't know if it's technically the most populated, but it's like it has the most like nightlife and things like that. So I know people island hop over to Oahu to kind of experience more. Like, obviously Waikiki is there, and Honolulu, and all of that big fun stuff. Right.
And what are you going to be doing while you're there? Is it just kind of like a vacation thing? Since you're going back a second time, I'm curious to assume that there's a motive behind it. There's something that you're trying to reach or build on, an experience that you're trying to recreate.
A little. It's actually my third time.
Oh, okay, third time.
Third
time's a charm.
I know. It started because I watched like a lot of these creators growing up, like just go live in Hawaii for a bit, and I was always super envious. I was like, I wish I could live this life. And then a friend of mine from college who grew up there moved back. And he was there, and so I went and visited him the first time I went for a month, because I was like, oh, well, now I have an excuse because I have a friend there. Right. And then since then, he's gotten engaged, he's had a baby, and so now every time I go, my excuse is like, oh, I'm going to go visit a friend and like his baby and his fiance, and then it's just, you know, an excuse to go be an island girl for a month and be a little crazy.
That's awesome. I went one time, it was like 10 days. You know, the experience for me was unique because even though it is part of like the U.S., there was still a part of me that thought it was going to feel different. Mm-hmm. So when I got there and California Pizza Kitchen was attached to my hotel, I was like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the issue. Like, it feels like
but
a
we got in the
place.
Car. Yeah. And we got in the car and we went to the North Shore, and it changed everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it can feel like a whole different country, even though it's not, if you're on the right side of the island. If you're in like that touristy Waikiki, Honolulu moment, yeah, you're going to walk by a Chili's and be like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, you just got to move. You got to travel around it.
Are the people as nice?
They're so nice.
They're the nicest.
They're so nice. It's actually shocking. There's like a huge stigma. Like, I know like a lot of locals are like, don't come. Like, they don't really like when people travel over there. So there's a fine line, like making sure you definitely respect the land and, you know, don't capitalize off of anything. But for the most part, I've only met the kindest people over there.
But that doesn't matter where you go.
I was gonna
even
say,
state to state, like Rhode Islanders, I'm bitching all the time. Like, if you're from New York, like, stay out. Yeah. We have no room for you to buy our houses and take up our beaches.
Desire either.
So
you guys have beaches down here?
We are the ocean state. Although my sweatshirt here says the traffic state because we have so much traffic.
I learned that the hard way today.
Rhode Island is the ocean state. So we've got some of the best beaches in like the U.S. outside of like, you know, listen, it depends on what kind of beach you're going for.
Okay. What's your top one?
For me, I like St. Pete down in Florida. That's probably my favorite beach.
So not in Rhode Island.
But in Rhode Island, like
Folly Beach.
We got
that's mine.
I kind of like Watch Hills Beach is pretty nice.
It is,
Navajo
but
Point, stuff like that. It's nice over there. It's because it's a little bit quieter
Yeah.
and the waves aren't as bad. It's a little bit more
you
like
get a lot of the people
lagoon
that,
style.
yeah, they don't want you around, so they give that stigmatism, but people believe it.
Yeah.
Plus, you're CSO, you can't. You're gonna stay away from those
Yeah.
guys.
But when I was in Hawaii, I will say the Disney resort area that's there when they have like their own, they custom built their own inlets where it lets the ocean in, and it's like that was like, yeah.
That's where you stayed?
No.
I was gonna say,
No.
Disney
I
adulting
drove
over
my
Hawaii.
Fiat, which is all I could afford to rent, over there, and then I hung out at the lagoon. I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah, I hear it's nice over there. I haven't been. I'm the same way when I go over there. I rent like the cheapest car I can. Like I drive a Jeep here,
Yes.
so it's like the best island car you could ever have. And then when I'm over there, I'm driving some dumpy little, like whatever, a Honda Civic. I'm like, this is so
Because it's like
gross.
$12 a gallon for gas,
Literally.
too. So you're kind of like,
Like
yeah,
$20 a day,
Yeah.
versus like the $150 a day Wrangler. You're
Yeah.
like, you know what? I don't need it.
Yeah. Awesome. So what else you got coming up? Anything that we already talked, you got your single coming out.
I'm
You just
excited
in a
for
million. Anything
So
else you
excited.
want to let the people know you got going on?
Nothing too crazy, just more content. And I mean, this could change next week, but I'm really just taking it day by day and seeing what interests me and what passions kind of grow on their own terms and then following those. So,
All right. And if you're looking for a man in finance, 6'5" blue, why don't we give a description to any of the fellas watching? Why don't you let everyone know what you're looking for? We'll be your Tinder here. We'll see if we can't hook you up with somebody.
all right.
Although you're going to Hawaii, so you're probably going to find a nice Samoan man.
You should find
Yeah.
a nice island boy.
I guess. Well, if not, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Harry Styles. If you look like any of them, slide into my DMs.
Hugh Jackman.
There you go.
Hugh Jackman. Have you guys seen the movie?
Oh,
Of course.
yes, queen.
That slow motion at the end there.
Oh
when
my
he was
God.
all ripped up.
Dude.
He's, "Ah."
I can only imagine what couples had to face in that theater.
Yeah.
Like, was it more husbands covering their eyes, like their wives'
My-
eyes, or vice versa?
Vice versa. My wife was covering my
Had
eyes.
to have been.
She was like, "Can you stop drooling all over the popcorn?" I was like, "Are you even
Are
looking
we
right
looking at
now?
the same
Absolutely
thing?
not.
Are you watching the same thing?" Okay, where can everybody find you? Specifically your music. Where can people listen to your music?
You can listen to my music anywhere music streams. So Spotify, Apple Music, the works. And then you can find me on TikTok and Instagram predominantly. My handle is Kayla Michelle Fisher.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on and being with us here today.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
I
much.
really had a
for
good time.
having me.
Yeah. All right, folks, that is going to conclude episode 11 of the So New England podcast. And remember, folks,
Life's better in New England.